Hey guys, Dave here. What I have here is the top 10 FLGS mistakes that are made. I've been going to game shops since I was a little kid. I went to Sudler's Wagon with my father, which was the first game shop in Chicago. It was in the late 1970s, early 80s. They're out of business. I've worked for game shops. I know a lot of game shop owners. I've been to a ton of game shops, and there's been quite a few game shops in the Chicagoland area in the Midwest, and most of them have gone out of business. I got this list of the top 10 mistakes made. These game shops that went out of business, they didn't just make one of these mistakes. Most of them made quite a few of them. So anyhow, here's the list. Number 10 is not going to conventions and showcasing your store. If there's a local game convention in your area, get a booth there, sell a few items, meet people there, because the people going to these conventions, they're the heavy hitters. These are the people who are really into gaming. And they're the people who buy stuff, so these are people you want to meet. So be there, have a 20% off coupon for your store, hand it out, and tell people come visit my store, get 20% off, blah, blah, blah. But it's a great place to meet gamers and teach them about your store. Number 9 is dictating to your customers what products you should get. Too many game shops, when they open up, they decide, well, I'm only going to carry this type of product or that type of product. That's not a good idea. What you want to do is when you first start out, you want to have a variety of products and see what your customers like, and then start concentrating in the areas that interest your customers. If you say, I only want to carry historical miniatures, and you start a store like that, and all the gamers in your area play Magic the Gathering or Euros or D&D, you've basically destroyed your business before you've even started. So just have a broad range of items and watch what your customers are carrying, and then start concentrating in that. That's the best thing you can do. Number 8, discussing politics in any way, shape, or form at your business. As I've said in other videos, no matter what politics you believe in, 45 to 55% of the population is not going to agree with you, so never bring up politics at your store. Occasionally customers may bring them up. Just lie to them and tell them you're not political, you don't follow politics. If you have a personal Facebook page and you talk about politics on there, don't invite your customers to friend you on that page. Just tell them to like your store's Facebook page instead, but keep politics out of your business. Is the best thing you can do. Alright, here's number 7. This is a pretty bad mistake, actually. Charging customers to game at your store. All the successful game shops I've seen nationwide, none of them charge customers to game at their store. There's one store in the Chicagoland area right now that's making people buy a $5 gift certificate to game in their store. Well, the problem is no one wants to pay $5 to game at your store if they can go game at all the other shops for free. So this particular store, I won't even set foot in there. Why would I go there when I can go to the other game shops and play for free, or if I could play at home for free? So that's a really bad idea. I've heard people talking about this online like it's a good idea. It's not a good idea, let me tell you. Alright, number 6, not having a website and not selling goods online. Okay, if you own a game shop, you're probably ready to take my head off, and you're like, oh, well, Games Workshop doesn't allow me to sell their figures online. These other companies won't let me sell their products for less than retail price, so there's no way I can compete online. Yes, that's all true. However, you can get creative. You can sell Magic singles online. You can take returned product or a product with damaged boxes that you couldn't return to the distributor for some reason. You can sell them on eBay. You can get creative. You can think of things to sell online. So don't give me this stuff you can't sell online. You can at least sell a little. So, alright. Here's an important one, and most game shops don't know about this. In the Chicagoland area they do, but nationwide they don't. Not holding an auction or flea market at least once a year where customers can bring their used goods to sell. You're probably saying, well, how does that benefit me? Let me explain to you how this works. You hold an auction or a flea market, and you tell your customers, bring all the used game stuff you no longer play and sell it at my auction, and I'll give you 100% credit for whatever sells. So here's how you make money. Let's say some guy comes in, he brings $100 worth of items and they sell. You give him a $100 gift certificate. He gets $100 worth of merchandise from you. You only paid $50 for that merchandise, so you just made $50 off him. So I mean, it works. This is how the big, heavy-hitting game shops are making a killing. So if you're not doing this, at least try it out. Even if it doesn't sound that good to you, there's absolutely no way you could lose money on this. So at least try it once and see how it works out for you. It's a really good idea. All right, number 4, not advertising. If you're going to have any retail business at all, you have to have an advertising budget. I know a lot of FLGSs are tight on money and stuff, but how are you going to get customers if you're not advertising? I mean, you at least have to have a Yellow Pages ad. You can't rely on word of mouth. I mean, sure, you can do some advertising for free on social media, but how are you going to compete with the game shops that are advertising if you're not doing so? So you got to get some kind of advertising budget together. Even if it's real small, you have to have something. All right, here's number 3. Not learning your customers' names. I've said this in other videos, the most powerful word in the universe is a person's name. Learn to use it. Every successful sales rep constantly uses their customer's name, and the reason for this is because it makes your customer feel comfortable about you, around you, and they start to see you as a friend. So if you have a game shop and you learn your customers' names, and when they walk in, you say, "Hey Mike, hey Joe, hey whatever," they learn your name then, and you become friends, and you start talking, and they come to your store more often, sometimes just to talk to you. If they're bored or whatever, they might buy a few things while they're there. I guarantee you're going to get better sales if you know your customers on a first name basis. All right, here's a really bad one. Not saying thank you after a customer buys something. Did you notice that every successful retail store in the country says thank you whenever someone purchases something? You need to start doing this. If you don't do it, the customers are going to think you're rude and you don't appreciate their business, and they're going to go elsewhere. All right, here's an honorable mention before I get to the worst thing you can do. Not having a Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page. All 3 are free, and social media is your friend, and just get a Facebook page, start posting on Twitter, start posting on Instagram. It's free advertising, so just do it. All right, here's the absolute worst thing you can do, and if you're doing this, just go out of business right now. Don't even finish watching the video. Get some paint right on the outside of your store, right on the window, that you're out of business, because if you're doing this, you're just screwed. Not putting price tags on the items in your store. If you're not pricing your items, people have absolutely no idea what to buy. A lot of people who go to your store, let me tell you, if you own a game shop, you sell nothing that anyone needs. This is all stuff that they'd like to have, but they don't need. So when they go to your store, they may have like $50 of mad money. So they're going to go to your store expecting to find something less than $50 that they can buy. And if you don't have price tags, they don't know what it is. So I mean, you're probably saying, oh, well, I can just tell them what they can get for under $50. What, do you have 5,000 items in your store? What, are you going to sit there for 4 hours pointing out the 2,500 items that cost less than $50? That's ridiculous. No, get off your fat ass and price your items if you want to stay in business. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you guys out, and have a good evening.